above 30 degrees centigrade. Cesium, francium, gallium, they are liquids above 30 degrees centigrade. These two, mercury and bromine, are even at room temperature, they are liquids. Okay, right. Next, remaining all, these are gaseous elements, these are liquid elements. Okay, remaining all elements are solid elements. Okay, similarly, now let's see the properties of each type. So, metals, non-metals and metalloids. Okay, so let's see first about properties of metals. Properties of metals. These are, metals are lustrous. Lustrous means when light falls on them, they simply shine. So metallic luster they have. Okay. Next, these are good conductors of heat and electricity. Good conductors of heat and electricity. Why these are good conductors of heat and electricity? Because they have loosely bound electrons in their valence shell. Because of loosely bound electrons in the valence shell, electrons may oscillate. So that is the reason for their conduction. That is the reason for a lustrous nature also. Similarly, these metals are malleable. Malleable means they have the property of malleability. Malleability means they can be drawn into sheets. Drawn into sheets. Metals can be drawn. When the metal is hammered, it simply spreads over to form a sheet. Okay, so that is the characteristic property of a metal. Malleable, and they are ductile also. Ductile means ductility. Ductility is another property of metals. Ductility means they can be drawn into wires. They can be drawn into wires. A metal can be drawn into wires. Gold, copper, silver, they can be made like wires. They can be made like sheets. So these are the properties of only metals. Malleability and ductility are the characteristic properties of metals. Okay. Here metals, most of the metals are solids. All the metals are solids except these are mostly solids. Except, I said earlier, which metals are not solids? Mercury, except mercury, gallium, okay, mercury, gallium, cesium, francium. Except these, remaining all are metals. Okay. Next, these metals generally in the bond formation lose electrons because they contain loosely bound electrons. That's why they form mostly ionic compounds by losing electrons. Form ionic compounds. They form ionic compounds with non-metals. With non-metals by losing electrons. So a metal has loosely bound electrons. So metal loses electron to form cation. That may be one cation or more than one cation. Okay, M gives rise to n electrons plus M plus n. So these M plus N attract the anions to form ionic bond. Okay. Next, these metals form oxides with basic nature. They form basic oxides. Generally metals form basic oxides. See the examples for basic oxides: sodium oxide, magnesium oxide, okay, iron oxide, FeO, etc. But you know, some metal oxides are amphoteric. Which metal oxides are amphoteric? See, generally Al2O3, okay, BeO, ZnO. Even though beryllium, zinc, aluminium, these are metals, even though metals, they form amphoteric oxides. Amphoteric oxide means they act as both acidic and basic. Metal oxides are generally basic, but some metal oxides are amphoteric. You know, some metal oxides are acidic also. Generally, D block metals, in their highest oxidation states, they form generally acidic oxides. See, for example, Mn2O7. In this, manganese has +7 oxidation state. Manganese is a metal, but its oxide Mn2O7 is acidic. Similarly, CrO3. In CrO3, chromium has +6. Chromium is a metal, but its oxide CrO3 is acidic. Similarly, V2O5, in which vanadium has its highest oxidation state +5. Here vanadium has +5. Here chromium has +3. Here manganese has +7. You know, +7, +6, +5 are the highest oxidation states of respective elements. So D block elements in their highest oxidation states give oxides with acidic nature. These are acidic. So these are the properties of metals.